someone did like a $500, is that what it went for? Or what?
$550. Yep.
Are we live? I think we should be live. Should be. Yeah, I'm gonna drop a lot of frames, but that's partially because I don't really have a streaming computer. And also because every time I go into the red, I tend to drop frames. Whenever I go into the red, I drop frames. That's weird. That's really weird.
Okay. Okay.
The great
All right.
cause. Yep.
Then you encase those things, and you're rock and rolling.
The guy who bought them has a pair of, I think, signed Ninja shoes as well, like Ninja the Gamer. So he's got a pretty dope shoe collection. He's starting that are not his.
Okay. Okay. In terms of, we were talking a little bit off camera about this. You mentioned kind of like the field crew and kind of their regulations and everything. You were telling me kind of like there was a ton of things that you learned about like just from the first game day of just like what makes the Packers different and like how like the in and outs of the Packers transportation of equipment works. Can you speak on kind of like some of the stuff that you saw for the first time?
First off,
Hello. Finally, we have this thing going. It almost took... What was it? Let's think. When did I have this scheduled for? So it was originally going to be Sunday. And then, thanks to a bunch of crap, Sunday didn't happen. And it was going to be Tuesday. Then Tuesday didn't work out. And so then I had to push it all the way to this. So this has been postponed twice. The good news is there's more to talk about. The bad news is it's not on a Sunday anymore, which is when I know some people could have made it. The okay news is the fact that at least it exists. Hopefully we can make some money for this charity relief fund. Ugh. Jesus. What the hell is wrong with my face? But I've never been one to give in. It's like when I talk. So, yeah. Jeez. That's the first... Man. Yes, I am thinking of donating $1 for or making a challenge of everyone should donate $1 for every time I yawn, because I'm gonna yawn a lot.
Ooh, time to add that onto my already running total.
Of course you're here now. Took you exactly on time.
Well, I mean, I was, in fact, busy until now.
Very, very convenient, isn't it? Yep.
Yes.
Man, today's been a great day. I was walking in the... So there's a tropical storm that was a hurricane and now is a tropical storm again called Nicholas. And it's scraping the entirety of Florida. I mean, not Florida, Texas. We've been getting the residuals from that, so it was raining like hell today. So I decided to go, in my shoes, no socks. Because, I don't want to get my socks wet. Unfortunately, the shoes that I wore, my left shoe was fine. My right shoe scraped up the back of where your Achilles is. You know that part of your foot? The one that's like webby? Okay, it's really hard to put. Ankle. Achilles tendon. It's like right above your ankle on your back. Scraped all of that and has caused what looks like a blister. So that's been fun to deal with today.
Nice.
Yeah, except for the not part.
The not part.
Yeah, except for the part where it's not.
How many times have you yawned thus far?
That was my second. I just did my second.
So you've yawned. Okay, so...
Yep. And I try to keep it down, but somehow, some way, every single time I'm talking, I have to yawn a lot. Those two things are probably related.
You get tired just hearing yourself.
No, it's not that it's a tired yawn. It's a yawn of trying to clear my voice.
Ah.
If I got tired of hearing myself, I wouldn't do these Let me think. What's my news schedule? Oh, yeah. So I do podcasts on Tuesdays. Now it's Thursdays. Fridays are now a new thing because I figured I might as well start, previewing games on their own. So Friday, then Sunday and Monday, or whatever the day after the Saints game is. Yeah, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4 times. Yeah, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. Yeah, I'm doing 5 out of 7. So, it's kind of insane what I do when I'm also dealing with, not having a job right now that I thought I would have. That's been fun. Because I haven't gotten any news on my broadcasting, on my radio job. Because
I was going to ask about that. Have they said anything?
I'm going to be emailing tomorrow because I want to know how that's going, because basketball season starts in a couple months, and that's when they really said they needed some stuff. And it was a last-minute opening that I just happened to swoop in and just go for. So, and again, the storm threw a lot of things off. They did do an episode of a show, though, that was like, okay, I thought I would probably be around for that, or at least be in training for it. And again, maybe just the wrench that got thrown into it just really is messing with some of the cogs. So I'm going to find out tomorrow. I was going to do it today, but I had to rewatch most of I stopped watching the rewatch of the LSU McNeese game once it really got into true garbage time. And once I'd gotten through some of the plays that I'd already looked for, on my... Because I kind of had a mental list of, okay, I don't remember this play I need to remember, I don't remember this play I need to remember, I don't remember this play I need to remember. And the garbage time stuff really shouldn't matter that much. I really wanted to look at some of what Nussmeier's throws were for him, because, he comes in and all, and everyone's talking about, oh my god, he needs to be put in now. And it's like, no, Max Johnson just can't get any... I'm not going to spoil what I'm going to say, actually, because that's for later. What I will say is that I hate ESPN, the streaming thing on the TV, because you cannot just skip ahead 10 seconds. When you hit the fast forward button, it just starts going through it faster, and it's like, I can't tell where to stop. Are you stupid to not have the basic infrastructure for 10 seconds? Just let me go to 10 seconds ahead. How hard is that? Genuinely, how hard is that? I don't know. Shouldn't be that hard. Oh my goodness. But yeah. Got my first first real test coming up for this semester on Friday in abnormal psychology. That'll be an interesting thing. Gonna have to deal with all this rain. The rain isn't going away for another couple days, and we're gonna be I'm getting ready to shoot stuff for a project, and that'll be fun, considering, everything. They're big-ass cameras, by the way. We'll see how that whole thing goes.
Nice.
Yeah. That was not it. Oh, man. I am thinking and thinking and thinking, and I think tomorrow... maybe. I'll think. No, tomorrow will be it, because I will be, working a bit on other things, such as, I don't know. Just a bunch of stuff, getting my predictions ready for the NFL week ahead and for college stuff, because, I gotta do that for Thursday. But, yeah. And, hopefully the donation tracker will work. I mean, I've only had... The only money that's been raised was my $11 donation after LSU lost.
I can say as much. I was waiting until the stream to do it.
Mm-hmm. I know a lot of people probably were. And had Ida not really messed with everything, but then again, there wouldn't have been a stream without it messing with everything. So, like, apparently the FedEx thing is backed up for, like, it won't be normal for, like, another week or two.
Makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, hey, at least I have an internet box. It's not as fast as the old one, and I can tell the download speeds are very slow. For if you want to like download a bigger file, it's like, okay, that's much longer than I thought it would be. That's weird. But yeah, it's fine. I have internet, I have Wi-Fi. It is 8 o'clock, and you know what that means. So, hello, ladies and gentlemen, a Go Tigers and a Who Dat. Oh, baby, we ain't even started on that part yet. Who? To you all. And welcome to Goal to Go Live for Hurricane Ida Relief. I am your host, Ben Schluter. As always, with me is the person who isn't always here. Say hi.
Okay. So, not as always, but...
Yes, exactly.
As often.
As often. I didn't think of that terminology. Now I have. And yeah, so what are we going to be doing tonight? Well, we'll be breaking down the LSU game and the Saints game as if I did a terrible job. I learned I did a terrible job with the LSU game in the middle of me breaking it down because I was a bit busy being at it, so I couldn't watch it on TV and see the things that I needed to break down as easily. Yeah. That's not fun. Because, like... Let's get into this. That was number 3. That one was number 3. I tried holding back for a bit, but no, it was definitely confirmed yawn. So that's yawn number 3. Some people would make that a drinking game and die. Yeah, let's talk about that game on Saturday night. Now, it was a very nice... It was... Oh, boy. Yes. It was an amazing atmosphere, and I'm not just talking about the weather. The weather was beautiful. I should have known that was a sign from the universe that things were going to be changing in a couple of days. Like, it went from, oh, this is beautiful, to, you know what? I'm going to just dump a bunch of rain on you, because actually I hate you. Are you still in the call?
That I am.
Okay.
I'm just taking it in right now.
I noticed that sometimes. Okay,
yes.
Yeah. I will note I have Discord minimized, so yeah, I can't tell. So yeah, it was a very nice day. I will say one thing that they did do is, so for the past 3 years they had banned fraternities and sororities, Greek life, from tailgating on the parade grounds. They have since lifted that ban. It was in punishment for the Maxwell Gruber incident in which hazing killed a student. And yeah, they lifted the punishment because they've only had one near-death experience in the past few years. You know, it could have been death, but, you know, one. I mean, I don't see what the problem is in general, but that's because 3 years equals before I was here at LSU. Like, that would have been, I think, like, would have been the year prior. And yeah. But anyway, back to the game experience. I will say, was a little bit less than the last time. The last time I was in there, we beat A&M 50-7, so I kind of think maybe there was a reason for that. Like, I will say, I was spoiled my freshman year. I was spoiled.
Yeah, what makes you think that?
Yeah, I was spoiled with the greatest team in the history of LSU football and college football's 21st. The best team of the 21st century, possibly the greatest team of all time, in 150th year of college football, my first year here. Yeah, everything was crazy. So I really don't think I can get that experience again. But, you know, I could try. So I did go, and it was nice. We won 34-7. Now, let me just think about this. Where's that noting stuff that I put up here? Where did I put it? You want to start up or you want to be stupid? Okay, apparently you want to be stupid. Yeah. So I didn't keep these notes, great. But basically, we were the second team McNeese played. McNeese played a Division II team and lost to them. They lost to a Division II team in West Florida. They lost to them 42-36. We put up 34 points. So that's already an embarrassing thing. We put up fewer points than a D2 team. We put up fewer yards than a D2 team. Fewer passing yards than a D2 team. By a lot, by the way. The D2 team, West Florida, the Argonauts, the defending Division II national champions in only their 5th year. This is only their 5th year of football, by the way. They won it in their 4th season. It's pretty insane. Yeah. So, anyway. That team had 380 passing yards. We had 180. Yeah.
Sheesh.
Yeah. We had over 100 rushing yards. They had more yards per carry than us when they had 92 rushing yards on 19 carries and we had 120-something rushing yards on 30-something carries. What I know it is that they had 4.8 yards per carry. We had 3.5. That's inexcusable. What else is inexcusable? I don't know. They had more first downs than us. They had 24 first downs. We had 17. But the most damning statistic was third down offense. They were 6 of 10. We were 4 of 16. And by the way, let's say you think, oh my God, well that's probably inflated by us putting in Garrett Nussmeier at the end of the game. It's not. It's actually worse. It was 2 of 11 with Max Johnson in there. Meaning that Garrett Nussmeier was 2 of 5. So he was better. Now granted, that's because he was going up against the backups of a team that lost to a D2 team, but that's still not a good sign. Now granted, LSU didn't have its didn't have a lot of starters on the offensive line, so it didn't exactly help matters. Now, after rewatching this game, what do I have to say? Number 1, our starting running back is Ty Davis Price. Oh my God, that guy can't run. He'd have trouble trying to get through a cornfield. He would be stuffed trying to run through wheat. This dude does not run hard. There was a run where he was seriously stopped and he didn't even try to plow down into the guy. He went upward. And it didn't look like he was trying. The dude can't run hard. The dude runs right into the hole and then falls down. You get a hand on him, he'll go down. He had one long run, but that's because he was untouched. Because again, and I'm going to say this multiple times, Ty Davis Price can't run the damn ball. Now, of course, we have other running backs. One of them that we don't have is John Emery, because he's out with academic issues. Now, it turns out he's suing the NCAA because he feels like it's unfair that he should be put on academic probation because he's been dealing with a really tough time. Apparently, his dad died from COVID and all, but here's my response to that. Yeah, that's horrible and all. You still got to keep up your grades. You don't get any breaks for that. Nobody's going to give you that excuse when LSU gives you all the resources to succeed. It does. I know this because, and I don't know if any of y'all know this, I spent the last year rooming with one. Literally last year. And so we've talked about this before. And that's something that I've learned is that LSU has a lot of really good resources for athletes in order to make sure they stay on track. Now, originally there was a post from someone that it was allegedly due to the wrong class in summer, but that's been put to bed by this whole lawsuit business. Yeah, I don't think they have a case, but that's because I'm also not a lawyer, so, you should always trust me with your legal opinions. Me, person who is both not a lawyer, nor is even going to pretend that he is like one. Look, I didn't sell my soul yet. Okay? I haven't been offered the ability. I haven't been offered, okay? I haven't heard the proposal. I'm not going to say no to something automatically. I have to hear it first. You never know how good the offer's going to be. Maybe I'll get 2 souls in return. Yeah, they won't be mine, but, It's something. Anyway, one of the things that we got to talk about as well is Max Johnson. He keeps stepping up high into the pocket, and every single defender is like, ooh, let me just wrap you up. He can't find guys. And then when he does find guys, they drop the damn ball. Oh my God, there was a crossing route that Geaux Jenkins had. Ball was thrown right to him. It had been like a 20-yard gain. It's right in his hands. It's right in his hands. And he drops it. I mean, literally, the ball is right in between his mitts, and I don't know how the hell the ball just drops. Geaux Jenkins is much better than this. He dropped the ball. By the way, the worst play was a play that I mentioned in the 2-point conversion was like, I thought it was 1 second, and he just came in and pulled the guy down. So I looked at the play, and it wasn't 1 second. So my brain processed that as going by faster than it actually did. But what happened was we left a guy unblocked. A defensive tackle. Not like an edge rusher or an outside linebacker or like a safety. A defensive tackle was left unblocked. A guy on the line. He just came completely unblocked right through a gap. I think it was like a B gap. And just completely blows it up. And I'm like, I'm sorry, what? I'm sorry, what? You can't be this stupid, right? You can't, like, really? This O-line is bad. Defensively, there's really nothing much to say. We beat the crap out of an FCS team. Oh my God, we dominated them. Oh my God. However, we'll say one thing. There's this guy named Mason Smith. He had a pretty good game, actually. But like, everybody's talking to him as like, oh my God, he's the biggest, baddest thing, and everybody this, that, and the other thing. And I'm like, y'all need to hold your damn horses. This is the same dude that had the stupidest hands to the face penalty of the game. The only one. It's the stupidest penalty you needed. He puts his hands right in the dude's, like, okay, put your hands right on your chin and push upward. That's what he was doing. And it wiped out a 9-yard sack. You know what happened on the next play? Yeah, we gave up a big run. It was terrible. Now, granted, Micah Baskerville, he misses a tackle, but still. Oh, well. But yeah, that's really all I have to say to add on to that game, because I already talked about a lot of it in the 2-point conversion, that thing that you should always listen to, if you want to hear my immediate thoughts on the game the day after. Let's go into the other game. Now, sir, have you had a chance to watch any of the Saints-Packers game?
You know, I saw clips of it, and I'll tell you what. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it was fun. It was really fun. I mean, you want to talk about a team getting absolutely boat raced. You know, the Saints had a COVID outbreak recently. It's got Michael Thomas, who's already not playing, on the COVID list. We got a bunch of offensive assistants and I think some position coaches on there. We got a nutritionist on there. You know, doesn't help that we went to Florida, and someone on Reddit made the greatest post of like, you know, wonder why the Packers didn't get it. And it's like, well, the Packers would have had to show up. Yeah, because it was bad. The whole game was just domination except for a couple of parts. At the end of the first half, the Packers found something, got into field goal range, got their only points. The start of the second half, I got worried because like we kept giving up big plays, and then Aaron Rodgers throws a pick. Aaron Rodgers blamed that, of course, on, quote, a double nut shot. You know what? I'll believe it, because I don't think anybody in their right mind could have made that throw. He would have taken the My thing is, why the hell would you, with a double nut shot, then decide to get rid of the football instead of, going to the ground in pain? That would have prevented the turnover, I'll tell you. It was bad. And we controlled that game at the start. The Packers had the ball for 7 minutes in the first half. 7. We went on 2 straight 15 play touchdown drives. That's the first time that's happened in the NFL since 2000 with the Vikings. Yeah, it's insane how good we looked. We ran the ball down their damn throats. We didn't have to throw the ball that much, but we did when we had, and when we did, it kind of worked out. Had 148 yards and 5 touchdowns for Jameis Winston. One of those, the first one was like a shove pass forward, which is like, it's technically a pass, but you know what? Not only is it technically a pass, it was a touchdown pass, so let's go there. You had Juwan Johnson. You know, the next day was his birthday. So how about a couple early birthday presents? How about 3 early birthday presents? We ran a 4th and 7 tight end screen. A tight end screen on 4th and 7? Who the hell does that? Sean Payton, that's who. I mean, the dude, did you see the hops that man had on those 2 touchdowns?
I did not. However, if he has more like that, I would not be surprised, because from the sounds of it, he has been decently golden.
I mean, he's a guy who was transitioning from wide receiver to tight end over the offseason. We transitioned him. He was a wide receiver last year. He came from the practice squad after basically we had a ton of guys go get injured. You know, Michael Thomas got injured. We had Traquan Smith get injured as well. Yeah, so he had to step up. He came in, he did an okay job. Transitioned to tight end, and yeah, that worked out, didn't it? I know some people who drafted him in their fantasy leagues. I hope they started him, cause yeah, he got you a couple of points or so. You know, got you a few points. The first touchdown that Jameis threw was, the first real touchdown that he threw, because like that little shove to Kamara is like, the one that he throws to Juwan Johnson, he's being pulled back. It's a horse collar tackle, by the way. I think if he'd have gone down on a sack, they'd have thrown the flag for horse collar. But Jameis somehow manages to check up on the throws it not too tall, but just high enough where Juwan Johnson can just straight up grab it. It's boom. The one great thing about what I saw was that Jameis Winston didn't have to be the hero. He didn't have to throw all those deep balls. They didn't force him to. Because it's vision. It's not just the LASIK thingy. No, it's field vision. It's something that he needed. Bruce Arians did not have the right offense for him. Now, here's the thing I've said. Bruce Arians and new quarterbacks don't tend to work out very well. Unless they're like Tom Brady, obviously. But like, you look at Jameis Winston. He threw his career high in interceptions the first year under a Bruce Arians offense. Same thing with Carson Palmer, and he looked fine in 2015. It's that it takes some time to adjust to it, and sometimes you just need to get some stuff fixed. Sean Payton kind of knows what he's doing. Sean Payton has done this with many quarterbacks. He did it with Kerry Collins in New York. He did it with Tony Romo. He's the guy who mentored Tony Romo, and Tony Romo ended up being pretty okay, at least. You know, you might even say a decent quarterback. Of course, Drew Brees, this dude Sean Payton, and I don't think he gets enough credit for this, nearly won a game with the 2015 Saints with that defense, held the Panthers to 22 points, and almost beat the Panthers with Luke McCown, which it would have been a touchdown at the end had Josh Norman not made the play of his life. Because Luke McCown threw a rainbow to Brandon Cooks that he would have easily caught for a touchdown and would have won the game right there. It wouldn't have been like with triple zeros on the clock, but like it would have basically won the game right there. Granted, with our defense, we probably still would have blown it. Yeah, actually, because we would have then gone for 2, which that could have gone poorly. But still, not important. We nearly beat the 15-1 Panthers with Luke frickin' McCown. With Luke McCown. Do you think... I don't think anybody could have done that. Sean Payton's like, you know what, screw it. Here's the offense that we got here. He does it with Taysom Hill. He does it with Teddy Bridgewater. Teddy Bridgewater goes basically undefeated with under center. The one loss he suffered was in Week 17 against the Panthers when we were resting all our offensive starters for the playoffs. Like, I don't even think that counts. I was at that game. We left after the third quarter, and that stadium had like 50 to 60,000 people there. Because ain't nobody, not even 50,000 is a maybe. That's very, very like nice. That's a nice estimate. It was maybe 40,000 people in the Superdome that day. It didn't matter. We'd already locked up the number 1 seed. So yeah, Sean Payton knows what he's doing, and I hope that people realize that. Now, note, I started the Packers defense in fantasy. They got me -3 points, so that was fun. I still won my fantasy game, by the way. Oh, by the way, Oh, yeah, that's right. I won my fantasy game, and I was so down going into it, and I was like, oh, there's no way I'm going to win. Oh, man. Oh, there's no way. So, yeah.
I'm just gonna put in that I, scored 50 more points than my opponent.
Oh yes, please talk about how you didn't just win your fantasy game; you dominated it.
Yeah. Very pleasant.
It was very interesting. Where's mine? Yes, I won it last night, by the way, because I had 2 guys left, Josh Jacobs and Justin Tucker. Justin Tucker kicked the field goal that won me the game. It was a game-winning field goal for me. I won 120.18 to 117.38. I hate the way they do that weird little .04 stuff. It's so weird. Excuse me, and that was a burp, which doesn't count. But yeah,
Damn it.
Don't worry. But yeah, I could have started Dak Prescott, and I would have had 27 points, and that would have been a lot easier, but I didn't. I could have also started the Saints defense and had 14 points. So that's a difference of about 8 and 17. So that's about 25 points. I could have easily made this less stressful on myself, but you know what? I jinxed the Packers defense, so woohoo! I'm starting them this next week. I wonder if the Packers are going to win on Monday night. That'll be interesting. But yeah, Travis Kelce was a damn good start for me. Trevor Lawrence didn't do too bad. My opponent started Tannehill. My opponent, by the way, great picks out there. Ryan Tannehill, Nick Chubb had 21 points. You had Chris Godwin had 19. Tyler Lockett had 24. Robbie Gould had 13 points. Problem is, he started Washington's defense. If he'd have started Pittsburgh's defense, he'd have had 13 points. Washington's defense had a whole 1 point because they kept, giving up the Chargers stuff. Oops. Could have also, done better at the flex. He had Mike Davis, but maybe if he'd have had another, or M. Davis, I don't know who M. Davis is. Yeah, Mike Davis. Maybe he could have had Mike Williams out there. He'd have gotten 18.2 points. He wouldn't have had that, but he didn't. So we're winning. Woohoo! Woohoo! Yeah. Anyway, speaking of winning, the Saints, just all over the place. Oh, by the way, 148 yards and a 5-touchdown performance is probably the lowest in the history of the NFL. It's the lowest since 1948, at least. But it's probably the lowest in a 5 TD performance in history. And he had 92 yards with 4 touchdowns. He had 92 yards and 4 touchdowns. It was insane. 14 of 20 for 148 yards. And then 55 of those yards came on a Deontay Harris, hey, by the way, we have the deep ball. Where it was just like, You know what we need to do, said Sean Payton? Just show up, these bitches. I know what we'll do. Let's burn Kevin King. This has never been done before by anybody. And then he just torches him. And it was like, oh, baby. Oh, yeah. Oh, baby. Just inject this into my veins. The deep threat. The deep threat was the one thing I thought was, gonna come out of this. And, oh, what do you know? It happened. And I was like, Oh, yeah. By the way, Marquez Callaway didn't really do as much as I thought he would. Oops. We still won, though, so I don't care at all. And he's not on my fantasy team either, so ha. Tony Jones, by the way. Tony Jones Jr. Hey, I said he was a viable RB2. 50 yards. He was a viable RB2. You know, had a good game.
That is.
4. I love how it's just like we're gonna count like 4 at the same time.
Gotta count them just solely so I can add that to my running total of what I'm gonna donate.
Yes, that makes sense. Where is it? Something. Oh yeah, let me think. What else was I gonna say? Oh yeah, did you get to watch that Monday Night Football game last night? Holy shit, that was the greatest ending I've seen to a Monday night game in a while.
That was, man, I can't tell if both teams really wanted to win or both teams just didn't want the other to win. Like, they were trying not to lose more so than they were trying to win, but no, legitimately, that was an exciting way to end it. That was good.
That was just so what in every single way. So first of all, did you watch the Manning broadcast?
I did not, unfortunately. I only watched the
Okay. First of all, everyone is petitioning for the Manning cast of the Tennessee Ole Miss game.
Ooh, yes.
Everyone is petitioning for this, and I'm like, yes, please do this. Please, please, ESPN. People will pay money for this. You can literally get people to subscribe to ESPN Plus if you just put that on there. Just put it on ESPN Plus. People will buy it. People will buy it specifically for that. And then they will immediately cancel. But, like, still, it was so cool and funny and good. And they were, like, really kind of stunted. And then Charles Barkley came on. That made everything so much funnier. Because, like, Chuck is the greatest thing to ever happen. And, like, just loosening everyone up. They talked about, when Ray Lewis came in, they talked about Eli's game against the Ravens in 2004. Do you know about that game?
I don't believe I do.
Do you know what Eli Manning's passer rating was in that game?
I'm going to take it either 158.3 or 0.0.
What do you think?
Probably 0.0.
Exactly 0.0. It was dreadful. Yep. I'm talking about how Ray Lewis was calling who the mic was in the game. Like, it wasn't Eli calling it, no. You know, like normal teams do. No. It was a really fun broadcast, I will say. I loved it. The ending was awesome because Russell Wilson was watching it with them. Like, he just stayed on for them. And it was great because they were like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Yeah, Manningcast, I think, should just be a second. They don't need to make that special. That can't be just special. That needs to be a thing for the rest of time. We don't need this to be on certain broadcasts. I want this to be on every single night because they would break down the plays like if you knew about football. Like, it was for the informed fan. It was for someone who's not like, I've never seen a football before. No, it's like, no, you've seen a lot of football. Now, here's two guys who've played it for a long-ass time telling you about it and talking about it and breaking it down, breaking down the offense, you know, talking with actual NFL players. We learned from that Travis Kelce, he can basically run his own route as long as he's not messing up anybody. They have that much trust in Kansas City, and he's got that much trust and rapport with Patrick Mahomes. Like, it just kind of showed that thing, by the way. was kind of crazy because it's like, oh, okay, the Chiefs are broken. Yeah. They are broken, by the way. I don't get it. I just don't get it. Also, I hate to break this to you, KB Higgs, but the Chargers don't win that game if Ryan Fitzpatrick doesn't get injured. If Fitzy doesn't get injured, you go.
I'm sorry, I gotta disagree with that. I do believe that,
I didn't watch the game either, so.
Even then, hearing it and watching a semi-condensed version of it, I believe it was more the defense that was keeping off the Chargers enough, but I don't think that the changing quarterbacks had much of an effect on anything. I think their offense
changing quarterbacks. It's losing a moment. That's a real bummer, you know.
That's true.
It is a real bummer to lose, especially it's Fitzpatrick. Like he's this cool.
I was gonna say,
everyone loves the guy.
I was gonna say, I just feel bad because I feel so bad for Fitzpatrick in this scenario.
I do too, because
he looked to finally be on. Go ahead.
Yeah, he was gonna have a chance to lose to the Saints and be on track to lose to all 32 teams. Which hey, somebody's got to do.
Can you remind me how the Saints have done in odd numbered years in the playoffs?
It's ended with losses to the Vikings somehow, but I don't know if that's going to happen this year because the Vikings would have to make the playoffs and not have all their games get canceled because of Kirk Cousins. Or, right. I don't know, lose, just flat out lose to Joe Burrow just being a god. Oh yeah, he's back. Oh baby, he is back. Let's freaking go. By the way, did you know that both LSU players to throw a pass in that game had a better passer rating than Kirk Cousins did? Because Justin Jefferson threw a pass in that game, and he still finished with a better passer rating because he was 1 for 1 for 11 yards. Oh yeah, that's right. Bada booshki. Sorry, dunking on Kirk Cousins is fun.
That we can both agree on, yes.
Yes. Dunking on Kirk Cousins is fun. He's done enough to my team. Because when he was in Washington, he basically torched our entire defense. Believe that was the game that got Rob Ryan fired, which was the best thing ever, because that gave us Dennis Allen. And Dennis Allen and his defense has been... Hey, did you know we had a top 5 run and pass defense last year, and people are sleeping on us like we were something, oh, yeah, but their defense is going to be so much worse. And I'm like, look, it'll be downgraded, but it's still as feisty as ever. Okay, so Marcus Davenport's out for a little bit, and Marshawn Lattimore's a little bit injured, but it's fine. Okay, we're going to figure this out.
I mean, y'all won the South last year, right?
We did. For the fourth...
I mean,
Hey, here's the thing. If we win this thing 5 years in a row, I'm going to lose my mind because it's going to be like, hi, all of you guys can just lay back and die right now.
I was going to...
Just sit down. You can shut the fuck up. And I know we didn't win the Super Bowl, but to be fair, we should have started Jameis Winston in that game. Fight me. Someone has said that, and I think that that's reasonable. I think it's reasonable. Or, alternatively, if our power run game isn't just broken to hell and back, we win that game. Because we're not throwing the ball as much.
Well, I was going to ask, though, after how you mentioned you won the West the last 4 years.
The South, the last 4 years. I'm sorry, the West? What year is this? 2000? Because we won the West in 2000.
I'm just going to run that back. That's true. That's also
and a playoff
the only
game.
Time you won the West? Yeah.
It's not the only time. I don't think it's the only time we won. No, it is the only time because the Niners dominated the West. And then the Rams came in. And then we came in when they got injured. And then we beat them. Possibly the most talented Rams team, and then we beat them. It's unfortunate.
Could you then remind me, though, how many Super Bowl appearances each NFC South team has since, 2015?
1 each. And yet only one of those has actually won it? Huh.
I said since 2015.
Yeah, one each. Except for the Saints, one each.
Yeah.
And only one of
But
them has won it.
I just need to
Only
remember
one of them has
how.
But only one of them has won it. Hey, by the way, when was the last time your team won the Super Bowl? Oh, that's right. Oh,
Last I
that's
checked,
right.
Last I checked, we're not talking about my team now, are we?
Oh, I'm just saying that you're talking awfully You're talking awfully hot take. I can't really explain over text, but I think the Vikings are trash and have a chance of going 0-6 before their bye week. Over 100 penalty yards, bro, and you lose. Okay, I need to talk about that actually because I didn't see that. But here's the thing: you didn't watch that game and hear that crowd. The crowd was so loud you couldn't hear the referee when he was talking. It was that loud. That on that on offensive penalties, when they announced the false starts, you couldn't hear the referee. Cincinnati is wild for Joe Burrow and that Bengals team. By the way, Trey Hendrickson, he showed out and he showed up that, yes, he's worth $60 million. Dude can play. Dude can play damn well. We saw that last year, and we're going to see more of it this year. Bengals are a genuinely good team, and better than I thought they were. Now, can you please regress to the mean so that you can get Derek Stingley and be gods? I'm just saying I just need you guys to reunite the entire 2019 team. Also, if you wouldn't mind possibly cutting your kicker before the Cade York signing, actually, you know what? We'll take Cade York from you if we need to. By the way, Cade York for Lou Groza award campaign starts right now. Cade York for Lou Groza. This dude hits 2 50-yard field goals in the same game, and they're both records. They both set stadium records. He hit a 55-yarder, and then he hit a 56-yarder. He's hit 12 50-plus yard field goals in his career. 12. Like, how? A reminder, LSU and kicking has not been a good thing in the past. Before Cole Tracy got here, the greatest guy we had was Colt David. And in between that, we had some bad guys. Drew Allemand is a great name for a kicker, but it ain't a great name for a good kicker, as we've seen. We had some bad kicking here at LSU. And then Cole Tracy came in, and granted, Cole Tracy was already the greatest kicker in the history of the NCAA from a numbers perspective. But yeah. So yeah, Cade York is a god. He is Sir Kicks-a-Lot. He really is the living embodiment of Sir Kicks-a-Lot, which is the kicker, the 99 overall kicker that I created for LSU in NCAA 13, or 14, excuse me. That's not a joke, by the way.
Nice.
He is truly Sir Kicks-a-Lot. But yeah, no, the Vikings I watched that game. The Vikings looked question mark. I don't know what the Vikings were doing in that game. Like, guys, what is you doing? I will say this. The Vikings had 10 penalties in the first half. I don't think they had any in the second half. Like, they really cleaned it up. I mean, it wasn't enough for them to win. Also, their kicker hit a 53-yarder to send it into overtime. What the hell has happened with the Vikings in clutch kicking recently? I thought you were supposed to be bad at that. Why can't the memes be real? Oh, wait, that's true. This isn't the playoffs. This isn't for a chance to go to the playoffs or anything.
I mean, after all, the Chargers looked like they had decent special teams for about 8 weeks or so back in 2018. God help us.
Okay, but they went 13-3 that year, didn't they?
12-4, but close.
Okay, fine. They still won more than 12 games. They didn't. 12 is 12. They won at least 12 games. There we go. Timing. Yeah. What else? The Vikings are kind of bad, though. Like, I 100% agree. The Vikings are bad. The Jaguars, though? You lost to the Texans. You lost to the... You got your asses kicked by the Texans. You made the Texans look... They look good. Urban, please. What are you doing? I mean, granted, I know. number one overall quarterbacks. They haven't won their first start since David Carr in 2002. No, I'm not even kidding. David Carr is the last number one overall quarterback to win his start.
No, I just appreciated the slip of the tongue of Derek Carr.
Well, they're brothers. Okay,
yeah.
They're brothers that both went to Fresno State and both threw for bajillion passing yards.
You know, that's what I thought about Taylor and Adrian Martinez, and then I realized, no, they are in fact not brothers.
They're not.
Yeah.
Are they cousins?
They just... Nope. I could find in no way that they were at all related.
Huh.
The only time I ever saw any connection between them was when Taylor Martinez wished Adrian Martinez good luck on his first career start at Nebraska back in 2018.
Oh yeah, and that one time they
accidentally
said it was... They accidentally, I think, like there was a broadcast where they accidentally got the names wrong.
Yep.
That was funny.
Yep. Oh, how it goes for Nebraska football.
Hey, we're both 1-1.
Yeah, but let's not. No, actually, we're 2-1.
Oh yeah, that's right. You are 2-1 because you beat. Let me rephrase that. Because we're 0-1 against FBS opponents, and you're 1-1 against FBS opponents.
Yes, we're soon to be 1-2.
Who are you playing again?
Who do you think?
Oh yeah, Ohio State.
No.
Iowa?
No. Game of the century.
Oh yeah, fuck. You know why I keep forgetting it? Because it isn't in a primetime slot. They saved it for Brewers. Hey, Brewers Cubs is what the game is. That's not bad. It's not bad actually, but you could have put
the Cubs team post trade deadline. Yeah, no, that's bad.
That's bad. No, I'm talking about the Brewers.
Oh, the Brewers. No, they're golden.
The Brewers are bad. And also, hey, look, it's the baseball equivalent of whatever that game's going to be.
No, because, like, the Cubs are still halfway decent, you know? They're not terrible. I mean, they haven't slumped as much as my Padres have. Oh, God, my Padres.
Hey, how's that second wildcard slot looking?
We're still in it, somehow. We have the worst...
What are the Reds doing?
Also imploding. Like, you need to understand, nobody wants the second
Nobody wants the second wildcard spot,
Nobody wants the second
That's why they need to make it a best of 3. It needs to be a best of 3, in my opinion.
We are, to be fair, we are technically tied with the Reds, because they have both one more win and one more loss. Speaking of which, they lost today.
To whom?
6-5 against the Pirates.
They,
the 53
what?
and
No,
91
hold on a minute.
Pirates.
The 53 and 91 Pirates. Oh my god. You saw the Giants already clinched the playoff spot, right?
Oh yeah, they're the first team to do so.
That was incredible. But yeah.
I wouldn't call it that, you know.
Speaking of California sports teams, let's talk about Clay Helton real quick. The former head coach of USC. So they fired his ass out of a cannon right onto the tarmac right after getting beat by Stanford 42-28. Now, granted, that wasn't as realistic. Stanford gave up a couple garbage time touchdowns in what looked to be an effort to allow Clay Helton to keep his job, but it didn't work out as well as they thought it would. Now, in 2019, I believe it was in 2019, or late 2019, or early 2020, they basically, USC they said, they reaffirmed their commitment to Clay Helton, said, we're not going to fire him. He went 6-3 after that and got fired. He went 6-3. This includes a Pac-12 championship appearance and a bowl game. Both of which were losses, granted, but still. And granted, the Pac-12 championship loss was to the second place team in the Pac-12 North because the top team was Washington. They pulled out because of COVID problems. And then, Oregon somehow got ranked because they needed to have a ranked team to go to the Fiesta Bowl because of course they did. It was like Virginia getting ranked back in 2019 because they needed a ranked ACC team. So they were like, crap. Screw it. Put Virginia at 25. And then what do you know? boom, the Fiesta. I mean, what do you know? Boom, the Orange Bowl was a complete disaster.
Yeah. That's
Oh yeah, the Reds just lost, and I picked them to win. Wow.
oh God, that's unfortunate.
Oh my goodness. There's a new baseball bits. I didn't even get to watch yet. Oh, the Giants are playing the Padres. Okay.
Yes.
So I've already made my prediction.
Another game for us to lose.
Yes,
The
it
Giants.
is. Yes.
Now watch. Thank you for picking them, because then somehow, some way, the Padres
They're
are still going
going
to ruin
to
it and beat the Giants.
No, they're going to beat them. They're going to beat them because that's how I do things. Jinxing is my thing.
That's how our luck is.
Remember when all those college basketball upsets were happening? And
Yes.
I was picking most of the time. I was picking the team that ended up losing it. I'm not even kidding you. I kept picking those games, and I kept getting wrong. And I'm like, am I some sort of jinx? Because it was.
Can you please pick?
It was bad. No, because the games that were obvious blowouts, I could get those. The games that were supposed to be, I don't think I picked Duke over Stephen F. Austin. I don't even think that was an option. But I'm trying to remember. I think there was a game involving Seton Hall that I had picked Seton Hall to lose. I think there was a Marquette game. I had Marquette winning. It was the hell is going on here? Speaking of that, there have been 13 upsets of ranked teams. 13 ranked teams, have lost in the first 2 weeks. Granted, some of them have had no business being ranked. LSU. I'm just saying, we had no business being ranked. Also, ULL. Speaking of teams that somehow are ranked, Arkansas is ranked number 20. There are only 2 teams in the SEC West that aren't ranked. LSU and Mississippi State. The SEC West is going to cannibalize itself, and we're going to be left at the bottom. By the way, who do you want to have the USC job? Of anyone who could have it, who would you want to see?
Scott Frost.
Besides Scott Frost.
I mean, I want somebody out of that Nebraska job. Bo Pelini. No. Who would I genuinely want to see? Well,
Bieniemy is apparently really interested in. He would take the job. It's one of the few college jobs he was totally down for.
Yeah. Bieniemy could be interesting, especially with that offensive.
Oh yeah. I wonder how he's going to screw it up like the other guys have.
Yeah.
So USC head coach, he's got to screw it up. Same thing with
Yeah.
Man, it's like Mike Norvell at Florida State. When he's getting fired, is it before the season ends or after the season ends? Because it feels like it's going to be one of the two.
They might take the Scott Frost approach of before Christmas. Hopefully, please, God, I want to see Florida State succeed again. Any other team in the SEC, just please. ACC rather.
I was about to say it's like the SEC. Yes, the famous SEC team of Florida State. In the alternate timeline where Florida State actually went to the SEC during realignment. Because that was a thing.
How different of a look do you think that would be?
I don't know, but it would be really interesting for Florida because they would no longer be the only team in the state of Florida recruiting for SEC talent. See, that's the thing. Texas A&M's getting screwed by Texas coming in.
Yep.
Hopefully we can beat the crap out of them, though. I want to beat Texas.
I was going to say.
I want to beat somebody, actually. At this point, I just want to beat somebody. Because I'm worried about Central Michigan at this point. Because Central Michigan gave Missouri a fight, and Missouri is a better team than us.
You see, now you know what it's like to be a Nebraska fan.
Yes, I 100% know what it's like.
No game is ever
I was 100% about us beating McNeese. Because they lost to a D2 team. My God, I've never been more pissed off at a win. I've literally never been more pissed off at a win. Yeah.
That was me with 2017 Arkansas State, but at least 2017 Arkansas State was decent in the group of 5.
Yeah, we'll see where McNeese goes. Because you never know. It's a bad start, but it's not like it could get anywhere. So, like, they were a good team. They mentioned, I was watching the broadcast, and it's like, McNeese is a really good team. And I'm like, they lost to a D2 team last week. They lost to a D2 team, and they went 3-4 last season. Granted, last season was a complete and utter anomaly, and, like, I didn't expect them to do well. You have to realize, had the season been held in the fall, they wouldn't have been able to play it.
Well, I mean, you know what other season has been an anomaly? 2021. Especially given that 13 AP-ranked teams have already lost.
Why are you stealing my thunder?
All time through the first 2 weeks of the season.
Again, just please. But that's because a lot of those were. By the way, this week, it's Auburn in Happy Valley.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Why is it unfortunate?
Oh, no, it's unfortunate for them. I think it's going to be great for the rest of us.
For whom? Auburn or Penn State?
No, Penn State, of course.
I don't know. I mean, Penn State isn't the worst. Plus, it'll be Penn State during a whiteout. I will be too busy not watching the game and instead watching LSU play Central Michigan. That's at the same time.
I'm going to be too busy in either. That's okay. Well, in that case, that's unfortunate for you because you don't get to watch. You don't get to watch 2 Power 5 teams duke it out, and instead have to watch, 2 Group of 5 teams duke it out.
Oh please, we're trying. Hey, maybe if we get healthier, we can eke out a 5-7 record. I don't think we're making a bowl game this year. Do you think? And here's the thing that pisses me off. I keep hearing people say, we have all this talent. And I'm like, just like you, it's like, I don't give a shit about talent. You can have all the talent in the world and not win football games. Just ask LSU fans. That's a Spurrier quote. Don't matter what the damn talent does. Can they execute? They can't. They can't tackle. They can't. It was like the coaches can't scheme. Guys can't seem to execute the goddamn game plan. There's communication issues, this, that, and the other thing. You got guys giving an illegal hands to the face on a play on which they did not need to do that, because if you do a proper blocking technique, you can still get past the guy. You put the hand on his damn chest. That is proper blocking 101. You see that in any goddamn YouTube video that teaches you how to push past an offensive lineman. They tell you never go up that way because there's a flag for it. It gives the other team a first down automatically, pretty much negating any point of you doing that. It makes you look stupid. And the guy, yes, I get he's a freshman. But and I'm complaining about a 34-7 victory over an FCS team. But guess what? It felt like the Jacksonville State game we played when Danny Etling made his first appearance as an LSU Tiger. We won that game 31-10. 31-10. We won a game over an FCS opponent by 21. It was absolutely awful to watch. That game was just a slow train. It wasn't even a train wreck. It was just a slow little. It wasn't a beatdown. Beatdowns are fun, because at least you get to see your team score a shitload of points. No, we had 17 at the half. We couldn't put in Nussmeier until the end of the third quarter instead of the middle of the third quarter or the start of the third quarter like we were hoping, because guys like Jaray Jenkins can't catch a ball to save their damn lives, and the fact that we got no offensive line, and again, no offensive lineman, to protect Max Johnson, and he always steps up in the goddamn pocket and gets sacked. But no, I'm not pissed off about this team, if you can't tell. I'm not disappointed in this goddamn football program. The fact that we got problems with a guy who has academic issues because he wants to blame it on his damn father, and I don't want to shit on you for that, but bro, you have all the goddamn resources in the world. Do your goddamn schoolwork. It's the bare fucking minimum. You gotta do that in order to play football. Fucking do it. They're going to give you all the goddamn help in the world, and you ain't going to use it? I don't even know what the hell's going on with Eric Gilbert, but Eric Gilbert had the same goddamn problems where he had basically like a 0.0. It isn't like this is a goddamn Ben Simmons situation. He was academically ineligible for the Wooden Award. You have to have a 2.0 grade point average just to get the Wooden Award. He wasn't even eligible for that. Because he didn't care. I don't even know why the hell he chose LSU. I guess because he heard it was a great party school? But I didn't even know if he showed up for the parties. I don't even know what the hell the point of him coming to LSU was. But it's like, dude plays, and then he just leaves, and then we completely refuse a bid to the NIT because he leaves, and I'm like, what the hell are we doing back then? Anyway, yeah, I don't got a lot of things to say, except LSU women's soccer is number 6 in the damn country, and how about it?
That was quite the segue, I have to admit.
I gotta say this. We are on a 10-game win streak. That's the longest in the country. That goes back to last year. We're 8-0 on the season. We got the home... we're coming back home after a week. After a month on the road, we're finally back home. We start the SEC slate against Mississippi State. We ought to beat them. We are the highest ranked team in the SEC. We're the highest ranked in the history of the program. We're higher ranked than the defending national champions. Granted, that's because they lost. But still, like, they lost. You had another team lose. The number 3 team in the country, they lost. So, whoop. And we moved up as a result. Second.
And not only is this like the longest win streak in the country, but isn't this also from a team that, like, historically, at least within the last few years, hasn't been a particularly good women's soccer program?
So in 2018 season, we won the SEC tournament in women's soccer. In 2019, we followed that up by going winless in the regular season in the SEC. We won 2 games in the tournament and then bowed out gracefully. We went on kind of a Cinderella run first 2 games. I think we then ran into the buzzsaw that is Texas A&M, because Texas A&M women's soccer is the best in the conference. Like the year we won the SEC, Texas A&M still made it in as an at-large and as a top 4 seed. That's how good they are. I think we completely avoided them. But yeah, so we fired our head coach after that, because, let me think. That's kind of crap. We fired our head coach, we got a new one. And she's come in and is like, okay, so we're just going to turn the program around. Or I think it's a he. I don't remember who. All I know is that we're number 6 in the country, and this is the best the program's ever looked. And we had an Olympian at one point. You know how Canada women's soccer did a good thing this year? I think they won gold. Yeah, we had an alumna on the team. I don't remember her name, but like, she played at LSU. So yeah. And we weren't as good with her there. We're really good right now. Like, God, I would just... At least we have one winning football team. We open up against, Mississippi State at home. Please, God, don't hurt me again. Please, God, don't let a football team hurt me with an SEC opener against Mississippi State at home, coming on a 10-plus game winning streak.
Can you remind me the last time that happened? Just refresh.
Yeah, we were
ranked
ranked number 6.
And then what happened?
Yeah, we were ranked number 6. Yeah, no, that's the weirdest
parallel.
parallel. We were literally ranked number 6 in the country at that time. And it's so sad.
Oh, shit, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, we were ranked number 6 in the AP poll. Yeah, the parallels hurt. Yeah, I'm worried. But here's the difference.
Is the star on your team... Does the star on your team wear number 9? Or,
I don't know what our stars wear, but... Here's the thing. Mississippi State does not have a new head coach.
Damn.
By the way, Auburn at Penn State is Auburn's first Big Ten road trip since 1931, and only the 3rd time a ranked SEC team has visited a ranked Big Ten team, joining 2011 Bama at Penn State and 1965 Georgia at Michigan. Now, here's the thing. The last time Auburn went up north, 4,000 people attended it. Gonna be a good thing. Oh man. To be fair, I can see why they're hesitant. The South does have a history of losing when it ventures up to central Pennsylvania.
Nice.
Yes, somebody gets this Gettysburg reference.
Good. I was gonna say good history memes.
And Buster Posey has just hit
Only
a home run.
Where did he hit it into?
Left.
What is the score now?
1-0.
Ah, damn.
San Fran is a minus 195.
Oh yeah, that's right. Sorry, I was gonna make a joke about Posey Castellanos. I don't know. Man, can you imagine a world where the Padres are good?
The 90s?
Or the 80s. Both work.
Or earlier this season before they decided, what if we just stop
Yeah,
playing
or
good
last
baseball?
season. Part of me thinks that the only reason they did as well last season was because they didn't have enough time to implode, which honestly is starting to look more and more like the case. I'm gonna go cry now.
Oh, that's good. Okay, that's good. That's really good. No, that's
I wasn't making a joke. I'm serious.
I did. I know. That's what makes it funny.
Yeah.
It's awful, isn't it? Man, I feel so horrible. Imagine, being a fan of a baseball team that was constantly disappointing, as opposed to a fan of a baseball team that's only recently disappointing. LSU.
Yeah.
We have a new head coach! Yeah. Hopefully he does well. We have 3 prospects, by the way, ranked in the top 100, according to college baseball, magazine thingy. Which is really cool, including the number 1 overall prospect. Jacob Berry, he transferred here from Arizona to be with his coach.
Nice.
I hope to God we can beat those sumbitches in Vanderbilt. Fuck those Nashville motherfuckers and their stupid Whistler. And if you don't know who I'm talking about, you just need to look up the term you just need to look up Vanderbilt Whistler, and you'll just... He's the most obnoxious fan in the history of any sport, maybe. Oh my God, he's everyone wants him out. Just please stop. You're the worst. Yeah. Man. I mean, I gotta look. Let's look at some of the lines right now for the next week of college games, because I want to see what some of the worst lines are. Worst meaning oh Jesus Christ, wow lines. Where's the football? Where's the college football? Where's the college football?
In 2 days? I don't think Maction is back yet.
Thursday's got football. Where the hell are the lines? Where are the lines? Come on. Thought there'd be lines on
Ohio and Louisiana. Ohio, no.
What? Oh, UL minus 20. Well, yeah, they're going to be playing a team that just lost to an FCS team.
Yep.
To Duquesne. And Ohio's already had that loss to Syracuse, which was, by 9. Duquesne, by the way, lost their opener to TCU 45-3. So that's fine. Thursday. Friday, we got UCF as a 7-point favorite. Ooh. Let's see. SMU's 12.5-point favorites at La Tech. Oh, did you see that Tulane thing where they had that mock-up of their SEC championships on the sticker?
That I do.
Yeah.
That I did.
Did you know that Tulane has as many SEC championships as half of the SEC combined?
I did not.
Yeah. Yeah. If you actually look into it, you realize that they have 3 SEC championships.
Nice.
And it's the... Where is it? Kentucky has 2, Mississippi State has 1, Arkansas, Missouri, South Carolina, Texas A&M, and Vanderbilt have 0. That's 7 teams with 3 combined. Their football championships came in 1934, 39, and 49. They left the conference in 1966 to go independent because they thought they would do better there. Narrator, they did not. But yeah, I just love looking at funny things. Ooh, UCLA's 11.5-point favorites? That might be wrong. Oh, we're 19.5-point favorites against Central Michigan. I have no faith in us covering. I have 0 faith in us covering that spread. Texas A&M is 29.5-point favorites against New Mexico. Oh, man. Cincinnati's 4-point favorites against Indiana. That game I'm really excited about, by the way. Let's see. Ooh, Coastal at Buffalo. Coastal's 13.5-point favorites.
Nice.
Yep. Michigan is 27-point favorites against... Oh, I'm sorry. Number 25 ranked Michigan is 27-point favorites against Northern Illinois. Man, a lot of SEC teams are playing FCS teams this week. Shame. Because you got Chattanooga... 5. That's 5.
Hell yeah. Count them 5.
Yep. Chattanooga's at Kentucky. Southeast Missouri State's at Missouri. Tennessee Tech at Tennessee. Pitt is... Oh, God, that'll be funny. Pitt... Oh, I'm sorry. Albany versus Syracuse. That would be a good game in lacrosse. It would, though. Army... Do you want to take a stab at the line on the Army-UConn game?
I'll go 28.
33.5.
Huh.
Army's 33.5-point favorites. Whew.
Incredible.
Minnesota and Colorado are playing. Ooh. Nevada's 2-point favorites against Kansas State. By God. Alabama's 14.5-point favorites over Florida. Clemson plays Georgia Tech. Clemson's 28.5-point favorites. Whew. Tulsa is at Ohio State. Oof.
I take it Tulsa are the favorites there.
Ohio State by 24.5. Tulsa's going to somehow make this a close...
expected.
Watch Tulsa make this a fucking close game.
That would be the Tulsa way to lose to UC Davis and then to keep it close against Ohio State.
Oh my gosh. So someone earlier asked how much hard drive space it takes up to record an entire Saturday of college football. 1.08 terabytes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot of games. I don't even know why someone is... Why are you doing this to me? Just, bro.
If I may ask, what is the line on the Utah and San Diego State game?
Oh, I was about to get to that. Not really. Utah, San Diego State is... Where is this? Utah -8.
Ah.
Yep.
I don't agree, but fair.
You never know.
While you continue to look at lines, would you like to hear some news that came out of the auto racing camp?
Okay. Oh, yeah, I saw that they're going to do a race at the LA Memorial Coliseum in 2022.
Yup.
Look, it's cars, but real. Why not?
No, I think the better question is why.
But the response is why not?
I can think of plenty of reasons.
Name them.
Why would... Well, for one, how much of a viewer base of NASCAR is there compared to other motorsports like F1 or even IndyCar in Los Angeles? 2, if they were going to go to Los Angeles, why don't they do it on, a street course instead of inside the Memorial Coliseum? 3, it's an exhibition race. How many people are really going to care?
Okay. I'm gonna respond with this. Number 1, fuck it. Let's try this and see if it works. Number 2, I think it's like, while no one cares, I just want to see if they can do it. The main thing is that I feel like this is just more of a, I'm more interested in the, let's see if you can make this work. Because that's what intrigues me. I want to know if you can somehow manage to, do this. That's what's, what is it going to look like?
Would you like to know a little bit of NASCAR history?
I know they've raced in stadiums before.
Soldier Field.
Soldier Field. That makes sense.
Yep. And in the lower class of racing, the K&N series, they have done races at a stadium called Bowman Gray, which is a both football field and racetrack.
Yeah, I know. That's Winston-Salem State's field.
Yep. And
yeah, Bowman Gray's a famous stadium. I think the top series is even gone at Bowman Gray.
The highest I've ever seen is the K&M Pro Series, but I've never seen any.
Thought Bowman Gray was an old. It used to be.
They have. That's why I say in recent times.
Yeah.
They have gone to. That's why I brought up historically Soldier Field, because that's the closest example I could find of a pro stadium doing it. But that was also 60, if not more, years ago. And
before
Bowman
the
Gray,
shitty revision to that stadium.
Yeah. Oh God.
Oh my God.
I've seen pictures of that old Soldier Field, and it looks so. It's just such a nice piece of architecture.
Yeah, I know, and it had more seats.
Yep.
It had more.
They had to remove seats somehow.
Because if you remove,
how they screwed that up.
It's called the law of supply and demand. Fewer seats means more per seat. Unfortunately, they forgot to add one thing, and that's a good football team. Then they figured out
they forgot to add demand.
Well, then 2006 happened, so.
And then 2016 happened.
Anyway, the line on the Eastern Michigan UMass game, because the UMass game is always the big one. Eastern Michigan -21 on the road. Yup.
Nice.
Let's see. USC versus Washington State. USC -8.5. God, it looks weird with Arkansas having a ranking next to them. They're 23.5 point favorites against Georgia Southern. That's nothing. Ooh, Mississippi State's 3-point favorites against Memphis. Oh, Wyoming is 7-point favorites against Ball State?
Ooh, interesting.
Yes. Let us see. UTSA, they're 2-0. It's kind of crazy. 12.5 point favorites against Middle Tennessee State. Liberty is 27.5 point favorites against Old Dominion. Jeez. Georgia's playing South Carolina. Georgia comes in 31.5 point favorites. My God. A Georgia State team that's 0-2 comes in as 4-point favorites against Charlotte, who's beaten a Power 5 team. Wow.
Sheesh.
Okay, let's look at Georgia State's losses. They got beat by Army 43-10. They got beat by North Carolina 59-17. Yeah, okay, that gives me a reason to give Oh, you know what? Yeah, no, they're gonna win by 4 points. What the fuck is the FPI has Charlotte winning? My God. Damian Pierce of Florida. Only 15 points? They're being nice to us, ain't they? I mean, Bama's beating everybody by 20 plus.
Huh.
Yes.
Yes.
Penn State's 6-point favorites, by the way.
Only 6? I would have expected maybe like 9 or so.
Well, Auburn's 2-0. This is despite having played nobody. They've played They've played
that
Akron,
in particular.
and they've played Alabama State, and they're 22nd. They got ranked after beating Akron by 50. One of the worst teams in the country by 50, and they're like, you know what? We should throw them in the rankings. What did they do? And then they shut out Alabama State, an FCS team, 62-0. Stanford, 12-point favorites at Vanderbilt. Alcorn State doesn't have a line against South Alabama. There's a genuine thought that game could get canceled. Have you heard about it?
Have not.
So Alcorn State didn't play the spring season last year. It wasn't because of COVID concerns. It's because they didn't have enough trainers.
Oh.
They are now having problems with trainers again because of COVID. They just don't have the resources that Alcorn State needs money.
Understandable.
Dion, that's a team in your state now. You should be pushing to get them a bunch of money because they're in your state and your conference. Did you see Bad Beats last night?
I did not.
Ah, man. Should have seen them. They mentioned one play which was funny. It was the Eastern Kentucky Louisville game, and a Louisville player had a touchdown, except he didn't because he fumbled the ball 2 yards prior to the end zone. You know that thing where you drop the ball before the end zone because you're an idiot?
Yep.
He did it! They also had a game of Bobby Petrino's team, because they apparently have Missouri.
Southeast Missouri State, right?
No, just Missouri State, formerly Southwest Missouri State.
I see.
Yes. Whereas I believe it used to be called 5th District Normal. Don't question why I know that. I also could be I could be completely wrong about that, and that could be Georgia Southern. Okay, we're looking this up just to make sure. I'm not going to be wrong about this for no reason.
I don't think many people are going to really care to fact check you. I think.
Yeah,
I
am.
don't think there are enough,
I
don't think there are enough. Yeah. Yeah.
Don't be dumb. You and I both know that I am the type of person who cares about this.
That is true.
4th District Normal. Excuse me. I was off by 1.
Today I learned. Missouri State was at one point 4th District Normal.
Yep, I'm double checking something.
Are you checking what Georgia Southern used to be known as?
I'm looking up 5th District Normal to see if that would make sense. Okay, no, that would be wrong. That would be Northwest Missouri State. That makes sense. Okay. Man. The Jaguars are
so
bad.
What else?
I love the Jaguars. They're so bad. Just picture me as Lucas from the Wizard.
Are you wearing James Robinson's glove on your hand? Just saying,
there we go.
I love the Jaguars.
They're so bad. Yes.
Yeah, I know the I know my pop
Good.
culture reference.
Good God. Someone please explain to Urban Meyer that just because a guy is older, you don't have to start him.
Nah,
This is
I
in
think I'm gonna
college,
start
bro.
him.
This ain't college, bro. You have a 1,000-yard rusher on your team. Start him. Give him the carries. What the hell is wrong with you? Genuinely, Urban Meyer was a bad... Hey, you know who said Urban Meyer was a bad hire? Me! I said it was a bad hire. And I hate to be the guy who says I told you so, but I'm also lying because I love to be that guy. I love saying I told your asses so. I love saying that I didn't think it was a good idea. But who didn't believe me? Some people didn't believe me, thinking it was the best hire you could have made, and look what happened. Oh! It turns out the Jaguars aren't going to be good with Urban Meyer? Oh! Who could have told you that he has a back-ass philosophy that doesn't work? College coaches don't always translate. Nick Saban is the ultimate example.
I
He's
was
actually a
thinking the
bad
ultimate
example.
example was a Bobby Petrino.
Actually, that's actually a really good example. His coaching style just did not translate. There are a lot of
or
his coaching style just didn't translate.
well, I was gonna say clearly after
his
all,
cowardice
he went,
also
what,
didn't. His
three,
cowardice was
3
great.
and 9, 4 and 9. Oh yeah, the cowardice was only the cherry on top. But I mean, he went like 3 and 9 or something like that.
Well, I mean, he had
Doesn't
Joey
have to
Harrington
start
as his
quarterback,
primary starter. Like he started
Yeah, I
Joey
was gonna
Harrington.
say.
He had Joey Harrington, Byron Leftwich, and Chris Redman.
I didn't realize that Byron Leftwich wasn't on the Jags by this point. I thought he was.
No, he eventually became. No. Well, it's in the Falcons documentary. You haven't watched that.
So speaking of the Falcons, right? Falcons Eagles. Oh boy. Oh man.
I didn't get to watch it.
Wow.
That's unfortunate. I wish I could have. That would have been some nice. Oh, if I could have watched that going into the Saints game. Oh baby. Oh, just hearing about it.
How do you make the Eagles look good?
This is the Falcons. I literally said they should have been drafting for defense.
They should have. I don't understand why they took Kyle Pitts. I don't think. Like, I get it. Dude is like an immense talent at tight end. Don't get me wrong. I love the idea of having a Kyle Pitts on my team. The Falcons were not the team that needed Kyle Pitts.
The Falcons did not need a tight end. They needed.
No.
Remember when I did my mock draft? Who did I mock when I made like a mock draft? Didn't I? Do you remember who I said that the Falcons would draft?
I would take it Patrick Surtain.
Yes. I said Patrick Surtain would be the most reasonable pick for the Falcons. I laughed. I don't remember what my reaction was, but I was like, oh my god, yes, they screwed it up.
I vividly remember that night, and I was just like, there is no way.
Yeah.
There is no way.
They made
No, there's a way. They did it.
They did it. They
absolutely
Falcons
did it.
They Falcons it up. They Falcons it up real good. And apparently, Matt Ryan looked like the shell of his former self, which will be funny when we actually break that shell.
Part of me wonders if he could. Well, I don't know if it would be a Rich Gannon like coming out, but
Rich Gannon was no. Nobody's ever going to be a Rich Gannon.
Yeah, and besides, Rich Gannon wasn't a franchise quarterback with a different team.
No.
I'm trying to figure out if there's ever if there's a situation in which you can viably say that Matt Ryan could be somebody else and succeed. But like, I mean, Peyton Manning at least won a Super Bowl before he left Indianapolis, and the same with Tom Brady. Well, Tom Brady won 6, and he went to 3 more. So,
and he's only just beginning in Tampa. Kill me.
Yeah. I was gonna say
we have to stop the menace. We have to stop the menace. Okay, look,
you won. We have a mission. You won the South last year.
Yeah, we won the South. We prevented them from winning the South. We have to do it again. At the very least, we have to have. Look, Tom Brady can do anything he wants. He cannot win this division. He cannot win this division. We can always hold that. If we can always hold over him, but he never won the division, I'll be fine with that. If he never wins the division, then that'll be something worth saying. It's that he never won the division. I would love for that. Because I don't want Tom Brady winning the division. This is our division.
You know, it's genuinely, like, part of me could see them not winning it this year, only because, not because I think the Saints are that good. I mean, they are good. Don't get me wrong. I want to see another game out of them just to make sure. Because
yeah, me too. Me too.
While the 5
do you
touchdowns
understand
was
how
efficient,
scared I am right now of this game?
I was gonna say
I'm so anxiety. Oh my god, the anxiety I
38.
have. Oh my god.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Just because it's a divisional game. It's the Panthers, and we've never had a chance. I'm genuinely going to lose my shit if the first throw they have to McCaffrey out in the flat gets banged up. I was like, we have a guy out there, Demario Davis just blows him up and just gets him for a 2-yard loss. If we can blow up a running back throw in the flat, I'm going to lose my mind because we've never been able to stop it. Seriously, and I'm talking like he just smashes him on the ground and reads it perfectly. Because I've never seen us stop it. And if we can stop that, I'm like, oh, this game's going to be fun. Because I don't know about their defense. But if we can run the ball down their throats and get some deep shots in, well, this game's going to be a fun game. It's going to be a fun little game, and it's going to be a fun season. And again, my expectations for this team are low. My expectations are 7-10, with the ceiling of 10-7. Thing is, one of those losses that I had on the books crossed off as a win. So now my expectations are looking at 8-9. This game, I actually have this as a loss, but it's a divisional game, so I also have it as a win. Because it's the Panthers, and they're so weird. Oh my god. They kept it tight with us last year, and they weren't good. And then they decide, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to kick a 65-yard field goal. Why? Why are you kicking that? And it's not like the Panthers did anything weird kicking-wise on Sunday. You punted from the 33 of the Jet. Are you You got 18 net yards out of that punt. You netted 18 yards on the punt. You got it to the 15. Are you? I've never been this confused in my life over a punt. 99.6 percentile in the surrender index. But yeah, very anxious. You were saying?
To add on to that, while I am worried that performance isn't going to be replicable, I also want to know, it's going to be a hard one to see whether or not the Dallas's defense was good there, because if they were, then that's a good sign for Tampa Bay. But if not, then you've got to hope, because the Tampa Bay defense didn't necessarily look as good as you would have hoped, especially returning all 11 starters from last year. Granted, they had Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb, and a bunch of good guys on defense. With that, on offense rather. But with that being said, you got to hope, if you're Tampa Bay in this situation, that it was just a bad situation against a good offense, and that Dallas has been getting better. Because if they have, then there's not really much reason to worry. But being within 2 points, even though it did score 31, I don't think offense is going to be a problem for Tampa Bay, honestly. But you've got to wonder whether or not they can replicate the success with all 22 starters, given that they still lost 5 games last year. Granted, 2 of them against a Drew Brees-led Saints, but still.
And one of those, a game in which they set the NFL record for fewest rushing attempts. In a game, by the way, I've never seen a team that quickly abandon the run. That game was genuinely one of the worst coached games I've ever seen. Where it's like, you know what we should do after running the ball pretty successfully 4 times? Never run the ball.
And I mean, it also helps them out though that they did end up getting the revenge match against New Orleans a little later.
You know what?
On.
If we'd had a power run game, like I say, that game would have been different. If we didn't have to throw the ball as much as we did, we would have been able to strangle them. Because again, they got those points off of turnovers. Turnovers on throws we shouldn't have had. Like, for example, they got 7 points on getting the ball at the 3 freaking yard line on a throw we never would have had to made had we actually been running the ball. They get a pick on a play on which you have Kamara streaking upward when he definitely shouldn't have, because Breeze was hella pissed off after that. You could tell he was streaking up the wrong way and he didn't know what the hell he was doing. That was a clear miscommunication, and just, boy oh boy was it a bad play. And Devin White made sure of like, hey, you know what? My football. Mine. I mean, he was home. Had to get something. God, I'm so annoyed still that Devin White had to get picked by the frickin' Bucs. Because I knew he was going to be this. Because I saw it when he was at LSU. I was like, God damn it, why do we have to deal with this crap for the next few years? I mean, for the next, decade? Why do we have to deal with the greatest linebacker that I've ever seen play at LSU? Now, I've seen, by the way, not to ever play, but maybe one of the greatest, because Patrick Queen is up there. You still got Kevin Minter, obviously, who's also on the Bucs, and Danielle Hunter. Yeah, we produced a lot of NFL talent. Speaking of which, did you see the the LSU video where they synced up Jamar Chase's touchdown with the one he had in the national championship?
I did not.
You need to look it up because Alabama tried making another one like it I think today, because Devontae Smith caught his first NFL touchdown in the same spot he caught the game winner against Georgia. And, they did the same thing we did, and it was like, guys, it's just like the 2020 Alabama team, a day late and $1 short of being the greatest thing ever to walk the face of the planet. You think, you want, I love it, because it's like, everybody wants to be us. Even we're bad, but everybody wants to be LSU. You look at...
I mean, just because you did it first doesn't mean you did it best.
But we did do it best. Number one, and number two, we did it damn well, and someone else decided to go and do it after us, and we'd already gotten all the traction for it, because it went viral. Oh, everybody saw it. It went viral, and then Alabama decided to get off their lazy asses and actually do something, because they don't have a good social media team like we did, because we got that shit out there, I think maybe an hour or two after it happened. We were on that. We got everything. We got the film of the everything. We got connections, motherfucker. We got connection. I'm sorry. I love this team. They may hurt me a lot, but it's so good. Because no matter what, they just want to be us. Because you had all that UCLA stuff. They were going crazy because they beat LSU, a team that isn't even that good. They had the sissy blue shirt, the Go Bruins. They were doing the Get the Gat, which is what we were doing at the damn White House. Oh, Yeah, that's right. They made a little parody of the thing that we eventually ended up doing in the damn White House when we were celebrating our national championship victory. Yeah, because we had been doing the whole thing for the whole year. The Get the Gat thing is a great thing. 2019 was a great team. It was a really good time. It was a really fun time. It was the last year before the pandemic, which is what cements them as the greatest thing ever. Because it was the last time anyone was truly happy. It was... what?
I don't... I don't know if I'd say that.
Let me rephrase that. It was the last time before a lot of pain.
I was gonna say, let's not say everyone was truly
let me
happy.
rephrase that.
There was
it
a
was
lot.
We right now we're on a lot of morphine. Basically.
Right now, we were. You need to rephrase that again.
As a society.
I feel like we're gonna be back in the same position as we were in 2019. Hopefully in 2022.
Do you know what 2022 is?
The apocalypse, what?
A midterm year.
Yeah.
That's why we won't be happy. Because we can't be happy in even-numbered years. Only in odd-numbered years.
Oh, hey,
That's
there's
why
San Francisco Giants. I mean,
like,
it makes sense.
It's
they
Padres.
were
It's
supposed
like
to be.
NL West fans in a nutshell. It's like, but we're in an odd-numbered year, not an even-numbered year. No, but 2020 was weird, so they skipped it.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was gonna say. It's
Yep.
like last year they took a break because everything got canceled. All the plans got canceled. So
Yep.
now watch them be canceled again once the MLB goes on strike next season.
If the MLB goes on strike. If the NFL can make their players lay down and die, the MLB can do it.
I mean, it almost didn't happen last year. I could see them going on strike.
I wouldn't be surprised if there's a lockout.
Is that just two separate terms for the same?
I don't know what a lockout
thing?
is. I'm going to pretend that I never said that.
Any other NFL games we haven't yet recapped?
We didn't talk about the 49ers game.
We did not.
What the hell happened there?
From what I've seen, Dan Campbell is certainly a head coach, and not one that I'd hate to have on my team, especially given he somehow came back from 24 points. 24 points at the 2-minute warning.
Yeah. It's a lot of fight. He's got his players playing like hell. Also, lucky bounces.
Okay, that is true. Had they not got that one onside kick.
Yeah.
But they did stop. They did get a good stop at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is a team that will go 60 minutes, if not more.
Yeah.
That is something I'm happy to see.
Yes. We also didn't talk about the Browns-Chiefs game.
That one I had watched the full way through, no stops, no condenses. Yeah. Genuinely, a very good game, a very good showing by the Browns. It's a shame that the streak has to continue another fucking year, but that is still, they still had very good defense against the Chiefs. The Chiefs punted first before the Browns ever did.
Did the Browns ever punt officially?
They did.
Because
I thought they did once. They did fumble the snap the one time, but I thought they had at least one punt. Let's see. But I could be mistaken there. I thought I remembered two different times in which they had to punt the ball away and they only got it off once. Although again, could be wrong.
No, play-by-play. Yes, they did punt it.
They did punt it once. I figured as much.
Yes.
But Baker had a good game. The only bad problem of that whole performance is the interception to steal the game, which I'm still not fully sure whether or not he was intending to throw it to.
I don't think he could have been doing that because it looked so much like he just couldn't get enough force on the ball to throw it high enough.
Yeah. So are you saying that you think that he wasn't trying to throw it?
I think he was trying to throw it away.
That's what I thought too.
Yeah, I am saying.
I thought yeah. I couldn't tell if you were saying I don't think he was. Yeah. So that was just my mistake.
Let's just run through the last few let's not because we're trying to raise more and we're gonna see if I can yawn more. Lol. Steelers Bills. I
Count
didn't
them
watch
5. I watched that one as well. That the Steelers defense is very good. They held the Bills offense to only 6 points in the second half, and then the Steelers ended up scoring 23 in the second half after being shut out in the first. Did I?
No,
did I say 16 and a half?
No, 6.
Oh,
count them 6.
Count them 6. It was looking good. I can't tell if it was a matter of the Allen Diggs connection just wasn't there, or the Steelers game planned enough to make sure that connection would not be there. With that being
7.
said, there was little wow.
Yeah, I don't know how either. I think thinking about it makes me do it. By the way, Grisham grounded out to second. Profile scored 1-1.
Yes.
How do you not have this on your phone?
I didn't install the MLB app until like last week.
I'm an ESPN app that gives me that.
I don't have the ESPN app.
You need to download the ESPN app.
I don't like.
It gives you the gives you the freaking
now that I'm
score
getting into
updates.
more sports, but like that's true. But like most of the times I'm watching the game, and usually like I'll just like I just check my phone intermittently, like look up on Google like Padres, and then see that day's score. Wow.
I don't know. It's because I started thinking about it. I don't know what's happening. My brain is like, it's gonna try and destroy you. Anyway, yeah. So Steelers Bills. I heard something with the play calling at the end of the game for the Bills. What happened?
Not good. I don't really know what else to say except it just wasn't good.
What do you mean by it wasn't good?
They were just making a lot of weird decisions there at the end. I really can't explain I can't call out any one play because it just felt like a series of bad choices.
9.
Sheesh.
1 minute I start.
Jesus. What the fuck?
This is great.
Oh my god. Okay, so
you're fucked, aren't you?
No, I mean I was already this isn't even really going to be a dent in what I was going to donate, if that gives you any indication.
Okay, cool. Anyway, so we didn't talk about the Cardinals beating the crap out of the Titans. I'm sorry, what happens? Chandler Jones,
bro, I'm just sad because I had Julio on my fantasy team. Why did they have to do me like that?
Personal foul.
But I am excited because I fully thought that the Cardinals were going to be a playoff team last year, and despite going either 9-7 or 10-6, they missed it. No, it was 8-8 because they were fighting for the seventh seed from the Bears, and they still didn't get it. That was unfortunate. But no, I fully expected the Cardinals to be a playoff team last year after how they played the eventual division winner in the Seahawks. On that amazing Sunday night game.
You gotta remember though, the NFC West is weird, and we'll do things like that.
Yeah,
they'll play each other. Remember the 49ers? I think it was either the Seahawks or the Rams where they beat them twice.
In 2016.
10.
Yeah,
2020.
Jesus.
I don't mean to do it. It just happens.
But yeah, and those 38 points were all in the first 3 quarters. They didn't even score in the fourth. I am convinced this Cardinals team has a chance to win the division.
Yeah, they're good. I think any team could win the division, honestly.
That's true. All 4 of them are good.
Yeah,
I think they could be the first to. I think they could be the first division to send all 4 of their teams to
if the Saints keep playing,
the
well, again,
playoffs.
I keep saying that. Like, the Saints have played 1 game of 17. Like, let's not get too ahead of ourselves. But also 38-3 over, like, the defending number 1 seed. I'm just, I have to stop believing the hype because we play the Panthers, and the Panthers are probably going to beat us. Then you got,
I don't know.
yeah, Seahawks.
Go ahead.
11.
Oh wow, 11.
This is
Sheesh.
bad. This is bad. I don't mean to. But anyway, you know who else probably didn't mean to? Russell Wilson. He didn't mean to kick that much ass, but he just ended up doing it. Cooking, baking, shaking, malaking. I don't even know what that last word was. All I know is that Russell Wilson. He was 18 of 23 for 254 yards and 4 touchdowns. My goodness. Carson Wentz
passer rating. Go ahead. Sorry about that.
Yeah. Carson Wentz had a couple TDs of his own, but it wasn't enough.
And he did that on like almost double the attempts. And he still couldn't. He still had 3 fewer yards and 2 fewer touchdowns than Russell Wilson. What I would like to add, Russell Wilson had a longest pass of almost 70 yards. Carson's on the day was 24.
That explains the efficiency.
Yes. He was very efficient on the day.
I mean, yeah. And running-wise, they managed to kill it there. 5.2 yards per carry.
All around, just a great performance by the Seahawks.
Russell Wilson remains undefeated against the Colts.
That he does.
Yep.
That he does.
Panthers and Jets. This is important because the Panthers are our next opponent. 19 points. Weird.
16 in the second quarter. All in all, yeah. The Sam Darnold to Robbie Anderson connection stays undefeated.
Ryan Santoso somehow missed a point after.
Yeah, but then he ended up making 2 more field goals and another extra point.
He actually only made 1 more field goal and an extra point. That first field goal actually came before.
Oh, no, I just meant in general. But yeah, after that, he made 1 more extra point, 1 more field goal. Yeah. All in all, that was a game. Robert Saleh, this is the one game I just didn't really have much of an opinion about.
Me neither.
Yeah.
Now, Bears-Rams, Sunday Night Football, because Broncos-Giants, then Bears-Rams, and then Dolphins-Patriots.
Oh, wait, we also... Yeah, I was going to say, I don't know if you want to cover Dolphins-Patriots first, because that one... Or, like, before Bears-Rams.
Let's just go Bears-Rams, Broncos-Giants, Dolphins-Patriots, because fuck it, we need to get out of here. Yeah.
All right, Bears-Rams, lol.
That game.
The Bears. I'm starting to get more on the train that maybe the Rams did win that trade, because as much as I liked the haul of Goff and a pair of first rounders, was it? Like the Rams are in win now mode. I do still believe that both teams won the respective side of the trade. And especially Matt Stafford, thank goodness he got out of Detroit.
No, I think let me just say this. I think that the Lions lost that trade because Jared Goff is, how can I put that? Not a good quarterback.
I still don't fully agree with that. I think he is serviceable. I don't think he is a bad quarterback. I would call him. I would say he is a borderline a good quarterback.
He is not Matthew Stafford, and he's not even remotely
he is not Matthew Stafford.
On Matthew
I'm not
going to
act like.
No, he's not
but
remotely
I also
on
like,
Matthew Stafford level. And like, I don't know. The only reason you keep him there is so that he can mentor a rookie quarterback.
David Blau time.
A rookie.
But they also got a pair of first. They also got a pair of firsts for him, though,
yeah,
didn't they?
a pair of late
with
first
him.
rounders.
True. But that being said, I would much rather have 2 first rounders than, just one. No matter how late it is
True.
in the round. Let's see. What else about this
Bronco.
game? Oh wait,
Yeah.
why did they starting Andy Dalton instead of Justin Fields? Like,
They said,
I'm sorry.
They've already said it. They've already said they want to do the Andy Reid thing. The Andy Reid thing with Pat
Yeah.
Mahomes. That being
But
said,
the
your
problem
2
is
QB system
Alex Smith.
is stupid.
I was gonna say the problem is Alex Smith is also a good quarterback, or was, I guess.
Yeah.
Since
Well,
he is
Andy
now
Dalton
retired.
was a good quarterback too.
But that's the problem. Like, he fell off.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
Alex Smith still led them to a 13 or 12-4 or 13-3 season in 2016, the year before they drafted
Yeah, they were a playoff
Mahomes.
team the year they drafted Mahomes.
Yeah.
They traded up to get him.
That's the problem, though. The Bears, to be fair, were a playoff team in 2020. They weren't a playoff team in 2019, and
They
were only a playoff team in 2018.
They were only a playoff team because they expanded the playoffs.
Yeah, they're in a regular playoff year. Granted, I guess now this is the regular playoffs, but in a normal playoff year, like
in a good
before
playoff
this,
year.
Yeah, in a smart playoff year when they're not sending almost half the fucking league to the playoffs, they are not in, because after all, they are in the expanded 7th seed. So ultimately, I don't get it. You've got a guy here who. Go ahead.
You got a guy here who what? Because I have a point that is gonna back off. I know it's gonna build off of yours.
You got a guy here who has shown himself, at least in the preseason. Granted, again, preseason, but you've got a guy here who has some good stuff, and you would hope that you can show that off now in. But again, it's a game against the Rams, and the Rams are a good team. They went to the playoffs last year. They went to the playoffs in 2017 and 2018, and the Super Bowl in 18. This is a team with talent, but I don't know what you really expect to see out of your offense from Andy Dalton that you couldn't see from Justin Fields, other than unless you're really worried that that Justin Fields is going to lose a lot of confidence starting against, Aaron Donald.
Yeah. So here's my thing. There's no way the Bears thought they were going to get Justin Fields.
Yes.
Not at their spot. There's no way they thought they were going to get anybody like that. That's why they signed Andy Dalton to a $10 million contract. A contract they didn't have to sign him to. Had they, looked last year, the offseason prior to the 2020 season, when the Cowboys signed him for like pennies on the dollar. I don't know, it was like a couple $1 million. You're instead way overpaying for the guy. Man, it's not like you have anybody else on your roster like that. Oh, by the way, who's your third string quarterback? Oh, yeah, that's right. It's the Nick Foles you can't get rid of. I think with the Justin Fields thing, I think having him sit is one thing. Holy cow, the main reason for it is that offensive line is useless. But the way they're using him, someone made a comparison to it's the way that Justin Fields was used at Georgia. That's not a good thing. Because they used him sparingly, they used him in the wrong situations, and there's a reason why he transferred. So, yeah.
I was going to say, it's never a good thing whenever you get compared to Georgia Justin Fields rather than Ohio State Justin Fields.
Or anything Kirby Smart related in general.
Yes.
Man, you're coaching like a real Kirby Smart out there. This is not a compliment. Anyway, the Broncos and the Giants. Okay, did either one of us see anything from this game?
Absolutely not. No.
Besides Jerry Jeudy's injury.
I will say, this sort of solidifies my idea my preconceived notion that Teddy Bridgewater is absolutely starting material. Now
Wait.
you've got to wonder: is that just because the Giants are bad?
No, it's because Teddy Bridgewater has been starting material for years at this point. What the hell do you mean it's taken this long to do? Dude, he was starting material
Because there have been a lot of people. There were a lot of people that were doubting it. Like, did you
I don't get
see
who
all the people that
was. Okay, I'm gonna be honest. I didn't see
were?
that, but also
There were a lot
okay,
of Panthers.
That's because the Panthers people had a problematic offense with no Christian McCaffrey. They were an offense
Yep.
designed around Christian McCaffrey. They didn't have Christian McCaffrey. The hell are you gonna do there?
Yep.
Hey, and now granted, I'm a little biased. I've seen Teddy Bridgewater win 5 games straight. Granted, a lot of
Yep.
that was helped by the defense. That 13-7 Jaguars game is kind of sort of one of the worst games I've ever watched in my life. Thank the gods we won it. That was not an incomplete pass. I don't care. Sorry, just bringing up memories of certain bullshit calls. Yeah. So, Teddy Bridgewater's starting material. He's shown it.
Yeah.
Drew Lock ain't. Man. Drew Lock.
I agree. I think I see a lot of Teddy Bridgewater slander, and it's nice seeing him do well. And I want to see him. I want to see him bring the Broncos to the playoffs. If not for no other reason than to say that the Broncos went to the playoffs and the Chargers didn't. God help me if that does not happen.
Maybe
but
they both go
all
to
in
the
all,
playoffs.
I like. Yeah, but I don't want that.
Yeah, but what if it does?
Yeah, it could.
Hell,
But regardless,
Man. Did
Go
you,
ahead.
Sorry, I was going to say, do you know what my playoff prediction is? Have you heard it?
For NFC, AFC, both. What is your prediction?
Oh God, do you not know it? Oh boy. And by the way, that's so.
Can I at least take a gander?
Take a gander. Who do you think I picked as the AFC's
All
top
7, or just like the division winners?
division winners first, and then my 3 wild cards?
Bills, Ravens. I'll go Titans, and then Chiefs.
You got 3 out of 4. I don't have the Ravens winning. I got the Browns
Colts.
winning.
I mainly it's just because I never want to guess that we're gonna win because I never want to put myself in a position of disappointment.
But you see, I am not a Browns fan.
It's true.
Who are the 3 wild cards?
And then the 3 wild cards, I've got the Steelers, the Ravens, and I'll go the Chargers.
Ravens, Chargers, Dolphins. I'm sorry, Chargers, Ravens, Dolphins. My top 7 is Chiefs, Bills, Browns, Titans, Chargers, Dolphins, Ravens, with the Chargers having a better record than the Titans.
I see.
NFC, who are my top 4?
Top 4, I'm going to go
Seeds.
Cowboys, Packers, Saints, and then the Rams.
No, I did not pick the Saints to win the South. I didn't even put them in the playoffs.
Tampa Bay.
Yeah, Tampa
Really?
Bay. Yeah.
I guess that's true because you don't have.
I didn't watch that first game.
That's
Again,
true.
7 and 10. And then Washington winning the East. Who is the other?
What?
Who are my other 3?
I'm gonna go then. Cowboys, Seahawks, and let's go Cardinals.
No. Seahawks, 49ers, Cowboys, or Panthers. I'm legit 50-50 between the Cowboys and the Panthers. Panthers are my sleeper team.
I see.
Yep. Finally, Dolphins and Patriots. Dolphins. Well, if you don't get that fumble, you're losing that game.
Yes. Yep.
Oh God.
I heard that was a game.
I heard it was a pretty okay-ish game.
I mean, you had Tua go 16-27, 202 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Okay. I guess there is one point of note here. Mac Jones start 29-39, 281, 1 touchdown, no interception, only sacked once. decently good. I've got to say that I like it as a start. You gotta hope that he's maybe gets a little bit more electric, but you don't want him to go buck wild. Like I'm certainly not going to complain about a stat line like that. However, in a game where you only score 16 points against a team that only scores 17, I don't know. Like, you gotta hope that your defense can do enough to hold back. Like, you gotta hope that your offense can do enough when your defense holds a team to only 17 points, and that's not what happened here.
Yep. Well, what was it at? 11 or 12?
I counted 11. But for the sake of it, I don't know. Maybe we missed something.
Oh,
so,
trust me, you did. Because I actually didn't count one, even though I did one in the back. And
so
I'm about to have one anyway, so let's say it's 12.
Nice. So say it's 12, gotcha.
It's 12.
So, you donated 11 originally for the difference in the UCLA LSU game, correct?
Yes.
So I wanted to go. I wanted to do something similar. And I wanted to do for a few games. Now, originally, it was just going to be for Nebraska Furman, or Fordham.
Fordham, yeah. Then that game ended 48 points. I think.
45-point difference.
I didn't do that.
Then Georgia Clemson, 7-point difference, 52, and then you have San Diego State, New Mexico State, ended with a 28-point difference. So that is 80 right there. Okay. But then we had to wait a bit. So then I figured, well, let's do another game. Let's do Nebraska Buffalo.
So 25. That's it.
25.
Yeah.
$105.
Oh God.
Plus the 12 yawns tonight.
Yes.
And
I was worried.
I just want to. I just want to see what Go ahead.
I was worried you had also said, oh, and because I'm an absolutely insane fool, I decided to do the margin of victory on the Saints Packers game because.
Well, I was just thinking about adding this now. San Diego State Aztecs at Arizona, 24-point difference.
We'll see.
So, 105 plus 12, 117 plus 24, $141.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, I might have to. I would do 35, but currently I'm a little bit missing some money because I was supposed to have a job, and then, well, I currently don't have that job, so I'm almost broke. Isn't that fun? Anyway, yeah. Man, so we raised, well, you raised single-handedly. Actually, no, I raised $12 tonight by yawning. Fact. That is a fact. God damn, it's 10:02. Well then, let's see. The GoFundMe has, Yep. And why do I have to sign in? Come on! Why? No! Oh, wait. I can just sign in using my fingerprint. Thanks, Samsung! Please give me money. I just need money. Yep, that's it. Alrighty. Well, that does that. So, I was going to do Jackbox tonight, but then we started talking about every single thing.
Yep.
We'll see if that's a thing for the future, because having consistent formats is for losers. But we've been going for 2 hours, 13 minutes, no, 14 minutes now, and that's going to have to do it for this one. So thank you for tuning in, all of you beautiful people that did. If you want to find the link to this whole thing, it'll be in the description. If you're watching this on YouTube and you made it to the end of this, oh my God, you did? How? Just, thank you. You can find the link to it in the description. Still trying to raise money, doing it the rest of the month. Again, for Hurricane Ida relief. I wouldn't be shocked if the projects they're about to do are going to include Hurricane/Tropical Storm Nicholas relief. Because that just decided to pop out of nowhere. It's like, hi, okay, wee, and just scrape across Texas into Louisiana, because, fun times. It's such a weird looking storm. But anyway, you can find me on Twitter. The link is in the description on this thing. At capital BEN, capital S, capital L, capital A, capital S, PORTS. To make that easier to hear, that's capital BEN, capital S, capital L, capital A, capital S, PORTS. I'll be... Excuse me? Wow, a burp. Let's add that to the end. Anyway,
nice.
Yes, so I'll be here next week. Same Ben time, same Ben channel. Wow, we're making Adam West Batman references.
God damn it, you said same, and I'm like, I'm not gonna say same Ben times. And I didn't have to, because you did.
Yeah, because I thought of it. Because I'm thinking. Anyway, yeah, same time, so 8 o'clock Central Time. That's 9 Eastern, 7 Mountain, 6 Pacific, 5, I believe that's Alaskan. It's 5. But I don't believe we have any Alaskans. 4 some other time in Alaska, and 3...
Hawaii.
3 is Hawaiian. 3 would be Hawaii. Yeah, because I know it's 3 hours behind Pacific. Because the game for the UCLA Hawaii game started at 9 a.m. Hawaiian, which was 12:30 Pacific, which was 2:30 my time, which was 3:30 Eastern. I had to coordinate all of that just because I wanted to watch the game. Because I wanted to scout my opponent for the next game. Because surely we were going to win that.
Surely.
That was me face palming. That's going to do it for this. I've been Ben Schluter. This has been a long thing, a very long thing. Until next time, y'all have a fantastic week. Bye-bye.